Coming from a people who are native to this continent, I've always been drawn to places where I can reconnect with myself through nature. After driving almost all the way across the country, I am definitely in need of a spiritual recharge. Taos is a little oasis just a couple hours north of Albuquerque. It's the perfect place to experience where the desert meets the mountains. From the Taos Pueblo, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, to the Rio Grande Gorge, Taos is full of culture, Western charm, and stunning landscapes. Being such an artist town, it's no surprise the man behind our next stop is from here. We are headed just 20 minutes outside of town to check out one of the coolest and most unique places to stay in Taos, a community of eco-friendly homes called Earthships. A man named Mike Reynolds has been designing and building Earthships for over 50 years, and his work has inspired a whole movement of eco-conscious architects and builders around the world.
The basic structure of the building is automobile tires, rammed with earth. So that's a 400-pound steel-belted, rubber-encased brick. We fill out the voids between them with mud and cans. And then it's called an Earthship because we don't want to call them houses, because houses already have a preconceived idea. It's a little box with a roof like this that is hooked up to all the grids. This is not that. This is a ship, and like a ship at sea, they all provide everything for their inhabitants. We have, in the 5 decades that we've been working on this, have come up with 6 things that people must have to have life. And that's comfortable shelter. We need electricity. Everybody needs water. Everybody needs food. Everybody obviously needs to deal with sewage and garbage. So we deal with all 6 of those things in these buildings. It makes us autonomous.
When a visitor comes to look at the Earthship community, what do you hope they take away?
I hope they get inspired to try and do this for themselves, but I hope they take away an understanding of the fact that there is another way to live on this planet.
Do you still consider this fun?
I'm 77. I ain't doing anything that ain't fun.
Good for you. After learning about how it all started, I got to chat with Paulina, a member of the community here that built her own Earthship.
Something that is incredible about Taos is the Taos Pueblo Native community. Earthship Biotecture will never pretend that we perfected Adobe. We didn't. We learned it from the Native Americans who have been here over 1,000 years. I think the most inspiring thing is that it's empowering people to live off-grid and not be reliant on external forces in order to heat your home, in order to get your family water, to have basic power.
People that come and stay in like this amazing place, what do you hope they gain from it?
I would hope that they can have an experience where they see that it's not too different from their homes. Oh, look, it's just as comfortable. You know, I'm not really feeling the elements outside. I would love to see people take Earthship concepts and whatever suits them in their lives and apply it to their lives. It's many people doing small things that accumulates, right?
I love that. So happy that we got to chat.
Thanks, I appreciate you.
What an extraordinary project. It's such an exciting and innovative way to experience living in harmony with nature. Paulina talking about the native community has convinced me to visit the Puye Cliff Dwellings to the south of Taos. But first, I couldn't resist making a quick pit stop to check out a breathtaking view, the Rio Grande Gorge. The sheer spectacle of it is timeless. What really sets this region apart is its deep indigenous heritage. The next day, I had the honor of meeting Governor Chavarria of the Santa Clara Pueblo people to see how his ancestors lived here at Puye Cliffs. Hi, Governor. Hi, how are you?
Doing fun yourself?
Oh, so nice. This is beautiful.
Yeah, welcome.
Thank you.
This is our ancestral homeland of Santa Clara people. It's called Puye Cliffs. It goes back history like 750 AD. And so we don't put a time frame on exactly when our people lived here. But this ties our footsteps to the Pajarito Plateau, the north central New Mexico. And so this is very important. It's a spiritual sanctuary, a place of worship. And so what you see in front of us is the actual mesa, what we call the mesa of cliffs. And so you see the cave-8s in front of us, and as we get up to the cave-8, you'll see the actual little hose. So it was like condominiums, because it was multi-stories from this first level all the way to the top of the mesa. And so this is why it's very important of how to use the radiant energy of the sun. And so that kept our people warm during the fall, the winter months. And then in the summer, we transitioned to the top of the mesa. You know, based upon the connection to the landscape, they lived a life. They didn't have a grocery store. They didn't have a pharmacy. So this is our pharmacy. It's all the plants.
Yeah.
That was their medicine. So they knew exactly what these plants were for and for their ailment.
Yeah.
And then in return, the animals ate the plants. They harvested the animals. That was our grocery store.
Whoa, this is the apartment?
This would be our actual home. So you can actually see the soot from the fireplace. See, there's the actual chimney coming out. You can still see the fire. All these thousands of years, you can still see the mud that they put on their home. But then you can see right there, there's an actual...
Look at the
picture of
bird.
yeah.
That's cool. So did it tell a story?
Well, they tell the relation to the landscape, right?
Yeah.
Of what they saw.
How old do you think those are?
Like I said, 750, 80, thousands of years old.
That's amazing.
So this is the actual foundation, but as you come inside, you can see the actually temperature change.
Oh, wow, this is cool. Whoa. This is where people slept?
Yeah, where people slept.
Yeah,
This is where the cave-8s came into place. See?
It must be so cool for kids to come here and see where their ancestors lived. A sense of pride is so important in knowing where you're from. When people visit here, what do you hope that they get out of it?
That they remember that we're not gone, that we're still here.
Yeah.
That our connection to the landscape this is the foundation, Pu'ui'e. Because a lot of people think Native Americans or Indians are gone. We're not gone, we're still here. This is why we gotta remain resilient, to keep that faith in our prayer, to keep speaking our language, to keep singing our songs, to keep doing our dances, because it goes back to the holistic approach of life. And it's not just for us, it's for the entire world, for all the people.
To wrap up the tour, we went up to the top of the mesa, and the view was magnificent. I could feel the energy of the land and all the people that had been here over the years. I don't think I've been to a better place for some spiritual rejuvenation. I feel more like myself now, more at peace and connected to the earth. It's encouraging to discover communities of trailblazers looking to make the world a more mindful and interconnected place, and working towards preserving it for future generations.